Hi everyone, I am M. Srinivas Rao, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, Dr. B.R.R. College, Jadcherla. Welcome to today's lesson. We are discussing about aerobic respiration. We are discussing about aerobic respiration. I already told you what is an aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is a process of gaining energy. A process of gaining energy by donating electrons by a donor and accepted by an electron acceptor, oxygen. And hence, the process of ATP will be initiated. Entire process of respiration, the cell will synthesize new precursor molecules and energy. There are different phases of respirations. We have aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, and fermentations. And yesterday, or in previous class, I just briefed about introduction of aerobic respiration. The aerobic respiration includes series of activities through which the food taken by the microorganisms converted into simpler molecule and precursors for other molecule synthesis. Finally, they are responsible for the production of energy which runs rest of the activities of the cellular system. As a part of respiration, the first metabolic way takes place in cellular system is glycolysis. Before we are going to talk about glycolysis, you all know about these definitions of metabolism. Metabolism. What is a metabolism? Metabolism is a cellular activity usually occurs in the cell where it's a breakdown of the molecules and making of the molecules, hence through which energy is released and energy is consumed. The process of making and breaking of the molecules and consumption release of the energy we call as metabolism. The whole metabolism includes two portions. One is catabolism, another one is anabolism. Catabolism is about lysis, breakdown. Anabolism is about making. Two simpler substances make together to form one compound by use of energy. Catabolism is a breaking of a bigger molecule into simpler molecules where energy will be saved. Neither energy consumption nor energy production, anything can happen during the process of making and breaking of the molecules. Hold together, we call it as a metabolism. During cellular respiration, in the cellular system, metabolism usually occurs. As a part of metabolism, the nutrients are intaken by the cell. The first process, the first metabolic activity taken away by the organisms in a cellular system is glycolysis. Whether it may be aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration or fermentation, the principal process of metabolism occurs in cellular system is glycolysis. Glycolysis is one of the simple and fundamental process occurs in every cellular system. and it is the first main metabolic pathway of the cellular respiration, which paves way for the production of energy and synthesis of nucleic acids in the cellular system. What is glycolysis? Glycolysis is simply nothing but breakdown of the glucose. Breakdown of glucose. You all know that glucose is a 6 molecule compound, 6 carbon numbered molecule. That's why glucose we call it as hexose. Hexose. Now 6 numbered carbon ring break down to 3 carbon molecule called as pyruvate. Pyruvate. Break down to pyruvate through series of enzymatic reactions. Means the process of breakdown of the glucose, that is 6 carbon molecule, into 3 carbon molecule through the series of enzymatic reactions we call as glycolysis. We call it as glycolysis. Basically, glyco means sugar and lysis means breakdown. And it is the first phase of aerobic respiration during which the organic molecule is partially oxidized to smaller molecules and which generates a little amount of ATP. Microorganisms employ several metabolic pathways to catabolize glucose into simpler substances, where they produce ATP and other intermediary components. So usually microorganisms, as I said, they employ different metabolic pathways. One of the pathway is EMP pathway, means Embedden-Meyerhof pathway, HMP pathway, hexose monophosphate pathway, and ED pathway, Entner-Doudoroff pathway. These are the 3 different pathways through which microorganisms convert glucose into pyruvate or other molecules, and ATP will be generated. The process of breakdown of the glucose, either any of these 3 pathways, depends upon the microorganism. Depends upon the microorganism. When we notice EMP pathway carried out by few microorganisms, HMP by different, and ED by different microorganisms. The pathways carried out by the microorganism depends upon the conditions where it lives and depends upon the precursors material required for the organism. Any of the process can be carried out by a microorganism according to its requirement. Usually, most of the eukaryotes and prokaryotes, they carry out the process of EMP pathway and HMP pathway. EMP pathway often observed in animals and plants, but HMP pathway exclusively we can notice in plants and animals also, majorly in plants and animals. These are one of the key pathways where glucose converted into pyruvate. So now we'll discuss one by one. We'll talk about EMP pathway. EMP pathway. EMP pathway is nothing but embedding Meyerhoff-Parnas pathway. So found in all major groups of microorganisms and functions in presence or absence of oxygen. We need to notice one point is that the process of glycolysis can occur in presence of O2 and in absence of O2. It can occur either aerobically or anaerobically. But there is an exception in the case of archaebacteria. Rest, all organisms carry out the process of glycolysis aerobically and anaerobically. Now the pathway is initiated by coupling of conversion of ATP to ADP. But in the case of bacteria, when compared with eukaryotes, the phosphoenol pyruvate system, PEP, PTE system, phosphoenol pyruvate phosphatase transferase system converts glucose to glucose 6-phosphate. The energy balance of the system is roughly equal to that of direct conversion of glucose to the glucose 6-phosphate by using ATP. It's almost all like this first step. And this pathway provides major precursors for metabolites for many other pathways like synthesis of amino acids and nucleic acids. And it usually carried out by Atrobacter, Azotobacter, alkali genes, Bacillus, E. coli, and etc. E. coli and etc. When you study the biochemistry of the EMP pathway, the EMP pathway, most common pathway for glucose degradation to pyruvate. Glucose degradation to the pyruvate. It is found in all major group of microorganisms and functions in, as I said, in both the conditions. It's a set of catabolic pathway. It's a set of catabolic pathway where a 6-carbon glucose can be converted to 3-carbon pyruvate. 3-carbon pyruvate. When you discuss EMP pathway carried out in 3 phases. It has 3 different phases. The first phase is energy consumption phase. And second phase is split phase. And third one is energy or else first phase we call it as oxidation and third phase we call it as a reductive phase. Here there is a partial oxidation of glucose to pyruvate takes place and the formation of ATP occur. It usually occurs by the coupling and conversion of ATP into ADP. And this is carried out by series of enzymatic reactions. The first phase from glucose to the Fructose 6-phosphate is the first phase, and this is, we call it as second phase, and rest it is a third phase. When you observe here, each and every process or each and every step mediated by a specific enzyme, where when glucose entered into the cellular system, glucose is phosphorylated with the usage of ATP. Here there is a specific ion, magnesium ion present, Mg2+, act as a cofactor for hexakinase. Hexakinase, or we simply call it as glucose 6-phosphate hexakinase enzyme. If it is in bacteria, it will be converted to, glucose will be converted to glucose 6-phosphate, where phosphoenol pyruvate can be converted to pyruvate through PTS system, and one of the phosphate will given to the glucose, and glucose will be converted to glucose 6-phosphate. The amount of dephosphorylation is equal to the breakdown of ATP molecule. That's why we simply write like this: glucose will be converted to glucose 6-phosphate with the breakdown of the ATP into ADP in presence of an enzyme called as glucose 6-phosphate hexakinase. And this process we call it as activation of the glucose. Now during this process of glucose 6-phosphate formation, after this, the glucose 6-phosphate converted to fructose 6-phosphate, because both are 6-carbon molecules, and above all they are isomers. Now the glucose converted to, glucose is a aldose sugar and fructose is a keto sugar, you all know that. Now there is a conversion of the glucose to the fructose takes place with the help of fructose 6-phosphate isomerase enzyme. Fructose 6-phosphate isomerase enzyme. Now the fructose 6-phosphate isomerase enzyme converts the glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6-phosphate. Now again, with the involvement of, or with the breakdown of one more ATP molecule in presence of magnesium ion, with the help of fructose 1,6-bisphosphate kinase enzyme, it converts fructose 1,6-phosphate and it adds one more phosphate and converted into the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. The entire process of conversion of glucose to the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, we call it as a phase 1 process where energy is consumed. You have seen there are 2 ATP molecules participated in the reaction and converted the glucose and phosphorylated the glucose into the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Now this is the stage where this fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is a 6-carbon molecule break down to 3-carbon molecules of 2 different components. One is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate cap. Another one is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Now this is a keto sugar and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is a aldose sugar. Both are 3-carbon sugars. And these two are interconvertible. These two are interconvertible. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate can be converted to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate can be converted to dihydroxyacetone phosphate. The breakdown process is mediated by an enzyme called as aldolase. Now this phase we call it as split phase. Then after the formation of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, here reduction takes place. The process of reduction, where NAD plus reduced to NADH2. NADH2 by the entry of one of the inorganic phosphate into the system, and this is mediated by an enzyme called as glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase is the enzyme where it converts glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, and aldehyde will be converted to acid. Now 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate converted to 3-phosphoglycerate, where substrate level phosphorylation takes place. Means one phosphate molecule from the 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate removed and added to the ADP and converted to ATP in presence of an enzyme called as 3-phosphoglycerate kinase. It's a simple identification and point to be noted that wherever there is a process of dephosphorylation or addition of phosphate or removal of the phosphate, that reaction is mediated by an enzyme called as kinase. Now this kinase will mediate the process where ADP will be converted to ATP. And this was the first ATP released during the process of glycolysis from the cellular system. And again it will converted to 3-phosphoglycerate. Now this 3-phosphoglycerate with an enzyme called as mutase. It rearranges the position of the phosphate molecule from 3-carbon to the 2nd carbon atom and make it into 2-phosphoglycerate. Means mutase enzyme will rearranges the phosphate molecule in 3rd carbon atom will be placed in 2nd carbon atom, and hence it will be converted to phosphoglycerate. Now this 2-phosphoglycerate with the addition of water molecule and carried out by an enzyme called as enolase, and it will be converted to phosphoenol pyruvate. We simply call as PEP, phosphoenol pyruvate. Now this phosphoenol pyruvate again undergo phosphorylation. Here one of the phosphate molecule from the phosphoenol pyruvate added to ADP molecule and converted to ATP, and to form in the presence of an enzyme called as pyruvate kinase to form the pyruvate. Pyruvate is a 3-carbon molecule, and here another molecule of ATP is generated. This is the pathway or breakdown of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to pyruvate and produces 2 ATP molecules and 1 NADH2 molecule. But we are left with one more dihydroxyphosphate here. Later it will be converted to another molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and the same glycolytic process will continue. Hence, when you see the energetics of the glycolysis pathway, with the EMP pathway, when one glucose molecule break down with the help of two ATP molecules, it will give two pyruvate molecules plus two NADH2 molecules plus 4 ATP molecules. You can see here. What happens? Glucose plus two ATP will gives rise to two pyruvate plus two NADH2 plus 4 ATP. 4 ATP. You see? And here we need to add plus 2H2. Two pyruvate molecules. We'll discuss the fate of pyruvate later. And two NADH2 molecules. We'll discuss its fate in later. And you get 4 ATPs. Directly, when one glucose molecule breaks down, in the catabolic pathway, it generates 4 ATPs. The process of formation of ATPs during conversion of one substrate to another substrate. That kind of formation of ATP molecules we call as substrate level phosphorylation. We call as substrate level phosphorylation. In glycolysis process, at two steps, where 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate converted to 3-phosphoglycerate and phosphoenol pyruvate converted to pyruvate. In these two steps, substrate level phosphorylation occurs and it will generate 4 ATPs. But 2 ATPs are consumed to activate glucose and converted into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. When you less these 2 ATPs which are consumed by the cellular system for the breakdown of or conversion of the glucose into the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, there is a net yield of 2 ATPs remain. Means during the process of glycolysis, when a cell follows the Embden-Meyerhof-Paranos pathway, it produces net yield of 2 ATPs as a substrate level phosphorylation. And rest the generation of energy with the pyruvate molecule or with NADH2 molecules we'll discuss in later sections, and we'll talk how the energy will be synthesized and generated from NADH2 and pyruvate. And this is one of the important way or pathway. Most of the eukaryotes, most of the prokaryotes carry out this process and they break down the glucose molecule and they get the energy and the pyruvate molecules. Among three pathways of glycolysis is one of the important and significant pathway through which a cell gains high net yield of ATPs. In the later session, we'll discuss about rest of the pathways. Thank you.